Hello and welcome back as we wrap up the George Washington Colonials against the Princeton Tigers. George Washington defeating Princeton 71-60, and the second half was marked by much better offensive play. Bo Ziegler, Yuta Watanabe, Arnaldo Toro played extremely well. Parker, what did you see from those guys?
Yeah, Ziegler off the bench was phenomenal. He put about 10 points in the game. He was phenomenal off the bench, probably the best player to go off the bench. He had a lot of control on offense. He got really into the paint and got a lot of those putback shots. Utah did really well in the second half as well. He didn't do so well in the first half, put about 5 points, but he ended with 13. He was really aggressive on offense and on defense in the second half. He's getting a lot of those offensive and defensive rebounds, and he's getting those turnovers as well. And Toro was fantastic as well, putting 11 points up. And he was doing great in the second half. So all three players just phenomenal in the second half.
Now, it seemed like they were much more aggressive at the rim. Did you see that throughout the second half, specifically Steves, Toro, their big men?
100%. Ziegler was also one of the guys up on the rim as well. Toro got a lot of offensive rebounds, but didn't put up as many points. But we saw Utah being a valuable part of that rim offense. And of course, Steves, he's getting a lot of assists at the rim as well, but putting a lot of shots in. And just a lot of attention at the rim. There were a lot of putback shots, and the Colonials started to play within the paint and really close to the rim. So that's how they played in the second half.
And another thing that I saw is that they did much better as a team passing the ball around, which led to a lot of offensive opportunities, specifically in the paint and behind the three-point line. They shot 33% from deep. It wasn't as good as the Temple game, but still, I think that ball movement really played a great role in that offensive production.
Oh, 100% Cole, especially with Bolden. Bolden was making a lot of three-point shots, contested or open. He was just a phenom at the three-point line. He was doing really well outside of the paint. He was getting a lot of passes going as well. And if we look at other players like Utah, he was putting up a lot of assists. And Steve's, particularly within the paint, Steve's was getting a lot of assists. And so the passing the ball really added to more points on the board. And while we're talking about Bolden, Bolden was absolutely phenomenal this game. He put up 25 points, just the MVP of tonight's game. He was the floor general, which we talked about in the pre-show and at the halftime show. He was just an outstanding player tonight, offensively and defensively as well, getting a lot of assists, getting a lot of those much-needed points. He just looked phenomenal tonight.
And in terms of defense, they played well too. They packed the paint tightly like they did against Temple. It was a little bit weaker, but still overall pretty good. Was there anything that stood out to you particularly in terms of the five guys defending the hoop?
Yeah, they played a lot tighter. They were a lot better in the second half. They played more aggressively throughout the second half. Like I said, the halftime. The first half was hit or miss, really. But throughout the second half, they played much more consistently, which we also talked about. They were really consistent on their defense. They were really playing a tight offense. Tight defense, and they were getting a lot of rebounds, a lot of blocks, and a lot of turnovers as well. They made Princeton look kind of sloppy out there and getting a lot of those turnovers late. So they played phenomenally on the defensive end as well. So fantastic play on offense and defense in the second half.
All right, that will do it for our coverage of the Colonials against the Princeton Tigers. Again, George Washington defeating Princeton 71-60. Overall, a good game that the Colonials will hope to build on in the future. Parker, thank you so much for your coverage, and join us next week. And as always, remember to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and tune in next time.